seamstresses or tailors. All of the metal components are hand forged, like the hooks.
And is there a way, how can you tell if it's been hand forged? You can just from dating the garment, or can you tell by the way it's made that it's someone's?
By the way it's made, like looking closely and seeing enough examples that you can sort of create a library in your head, sort of,
Okay.
so to reference.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. So that when you see it, you can recognize it for what it is, and you can recognize what is a replacement from a different time period, things like that.
Okay, and things like this, they would have always had like a hook and eye closing at the back, and always done at the back, or yeah, that's.
I don't think that's necessarily a rule, but I do believe that these are the fronts of these pieces.
And what's that? There's a little string hanging down at the front of that. What would that? Is that a bow?
No.
Or does that tie around the person?
Oh, sorry, I had forgotten. I'm pretty sure that, well, I'm not positive, I guess. I thought that perhaps that was where it was hung from, because I do recall it being attached a little bit more when I first saw it. But unfortunately, I have to, what's the word? Lose face a bit over that.
Would there be sort of little loops where they would hang it from the bottom like that, or is that?
Well, you will often see in dresses, dresses especially, the loops would be on the inner sides, so that it would be hung from there.
Okay,
like,
rather
than the shoulders in it, which you see in more modern garments.
Yeah. So would it have been? Do they use sort of hangers like the type of hangers that we think of now, or would it have just been like putting it on a hook?
I imagine it would have been more like a hook, like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, is that pleating or smocking that's.
Yeah,
center?
there's smocking here at the center front. This is one of the details, as well as this cap sleeve bit here.
Yeah.
That helps point towards this garment a little closer to the 1840s than this one.
Oh, okay. So that was like a trend that would have sort of started out in the 1840s?
In the 1830s, like the sleeves began to get smaller, and like you could, and just continue to be a bit lower, I suppose. Yeah, you'll see a lot of like ruching at the top, or smocking rather, and you start to see these little sleeves. There were actually a lot of blouses that have this detail. Actually had removable undersleeves so that you could kind of wear it in two different ways.
So so with the sleeve, so if you remove the undersleeve, would you wear it sometimes with just the little cap?
Yeah, and then it's
for summer, or
yeah, just a cuter look.
So how would the sleeve would it attach by hooks underneath at the top usually, or?
Well, I haven't had the opportunity to examine a piece like that, like
In person.
with my greedy little hands.
Yeah.
But it is something that I have been told by fashion historians.
Interesting. So then, are we kind of moving chronologically a little bit here with the trends? So. So what's the next one you've got here?
Well, the next one is a dress.
That looks very familiar.
That, once belonged to you.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, it's alright. It still belongs to you. Here, let me. Because it doesn't belong to me, I want to be extra careful. Didn't hook up the front there.
That's alright.
So you can kind of get an idea. I'm just going to hold up here. You can see there's smocking at the top of the sleeve, and then it has a bell shape. and kind of with a little sort of cap look as well there.
Yeah. So that, and when I first got this, I thought that maybe it was reproduction because it was the cotton was in such good shape, and it was still, the color was so vibrant, and that was also what was very surprising, was how vibrant it was, and I guess I didn't think of the period having such a cute and playful pattern, but was that was common? They had a lot of sort of interesting patterns like that?
Well, we kind of jumped quite a bit forward because this is an 1850s piece.
Okay.
In the 1840s, it became less fashionable to be ostentatious, which is, I think, part of why the sleeves began to get smaller and a lot of the fabrics are darker colors. I think perhaps in the 1850s, people wanted to be more playful.
Okay.
So this is quite, yeah, so this is a lot more fun.
And this is kind of then typical for that period, these sorts of patterns and this sort of...
This one is kind of extra cute, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. And it's got the same, the sleeves, and there's a lot of, is that smocking or is that just pleating? Would that be pleating?
Well, I would call it smocking